Welcome back to our channel where we talk about the fascinating life of Margaret Wise Brown, author of Goodnight Moon and Runaway Bunny. Margaret's residences were always places of interest. As Margaret bounced between New York for work and Maine for time with nature and with her collaborators, her houses sparked imagination wherever she was at. Her creativity shined through in the remodeling and decorating of her different domiciles. Interestingly enough, Margaret only ever owned one house in her life, aptly named The Only House in Vinyl Haven, Maine. When she bought the house, the price was so low she was actually able to write a check for the full amount. She boldly named it The Only House, perhaps because it was the only house that could be seen from the water, or maybe because it was the only house she ever owned. The implication that it was the only house on the island annoyed some of the locals, but in general she made friends with her neighbors. The house required minor renovations, but some things she left unchanged. The house had no electricity or running water. Margaret did not replace the staircase to the second-story door that opened into thin air. That feature of the house became known as the Witch's Wink and offered views into the flower-filled meadow, the sea, and the islands beyond. The cellar was used as storage, food in the summer, and boats in the winter. In the front of the house, there were stone steps to the first floor entrance. Two small bedrooms lay off the main floor, and a set of steep steps led to the upstairs kitchen with a small table and wood stove. The upstairs area with the Witch's Wink had a rocking chair where she could sit and watch seals play or the fog roll in. She placed her desk by the adjacent window and hung mirrors around the room to reflect the sea and light from many angles. The well outside served as her refrigerator. Butter, milk, and other perishables were attached to ropes and labeled appropriately. She stored wine in streams around the land for refreshing guests while on hikes or picnics. During her stays at the Only House, Margaret wrote some of her most prolific works. Her ability to connect with nature while there inspired her to get into the present and into the mind of her inner child. The Only House was filled with unique touches of a creative life well lived. At the time of her death, Margaret was cremated, but her epitaph still remains at the Only House and reads, "Writer of Songs and Nonsense." For more information about the life of Margaret Wise Brown, we recommend In the Great Green Room by Amy Gary. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.